All right, chat's on. You got picture?
What's that?
You see the picture?
Yeah.
Okay. And we also had something else I saw here too. Look. Oh, Jerry Jones. That's what I wanted to talk about. Saw that video surface of Jerry
No, what happened?
landing in Cowboys.
Oh, yeah, on the helicopter. What a... Dude,
Come on.
the
Jerry.
Cowboys are not going to do crap until that
Jerry.
guy's dead.
What are you doing, man?
Name another owner that would do that crap.
He probably messed up the field landing on it, with that big heavy helicopter. What's up, David Atwater? What's up, Matt Gomez? Sam Salinas? What's up, fellas? What's up, Matt? Matt Lerma. What's going on, man? Thanks for joining, Matt. Appreciate you. And we got to start the show off right today. Got to pour some out for Astro fans. Didn't I tell you that team looked shook? Right?
Yep.
Oh, we got them right where we want them. No mames, man. Come on. Astros fans were beating their chest. We're going. We're going to go to the big dance again. Was not
We
meant
won
to
the
be.
division. We won the division.
Man, it's not always that easy, man. It's hard
Got
to
shown
get
the
back.
door early, baby.
But it's hard to get. The thing is that it doesn't matter how good you were, or your past accolades.
Yeah.
It's always hard to get to the World Series, just like it's hard to get to the NBA Finals.
Dude, they scored 3 runs in 2 games. Come on, man. At home.
As a Rangers fan, what do they say? Glad the Astros are out. What's up, Gert? And we got to go ahead and start the show off right. Why don't we do the intro?
Welcome to another episode of the Alamo City Sportscast with Mike Jimenez and Joe Garcia. Make sure to subscribe and hit that like button. Join the discussion as we broadcast live from beautiful West San Antonio. And remember to tip your hosts as it helps the show grow.
That's right. It is Thursday here in San Antonio. My name's Mike Jimenez. That's Joe Garcia. This is the Alamo City Sportscast coming at you from the west side of San Antonio. As always, we have big shows. We're going to talk about the MLB playoffs, Houston Astros getting knocked out really fast. 2 days, boom, gone. Eliminated by the Detroit Tigers yesterday. So we'll talk about that. We're going to get into some Spurs talk. We're going to preview week 5 of the NFL season, which begins tonight with Thursday Night Football. We have a lot to get into, some pop culture, P. Diddy. Okay, there's a correlation between P. Diddy and the Spurs, okay? I'm not saying that any Spurs took part in any of that because it probably didn't happen. But what I am saying is that one of the attorneys involved in a former Spurs lawsuit is involved in the P. Diddy scandal as well. So we'll get into that. Joe, how are you doing today, my man?
I'm doing good, man. You know what? We got to start the show off right today, Mike.
Got to do it.
We got to do it. We're not unbiased here, right? We're not unbiased.
It's with a painful heart that we're doing this for Astros fans.
Here you go.
Oh my God. I didn't realize you could have a photo of Chris Leja and his Astros.
Man. Got to do him dirty like that, man. He's the biggest Astros fan I know, and he's all, puro pinche Astros a la verga. It's like crickets now.
Crickets. Where did he go? You can be part of the show, by the way, by taking part in our YouTube stream, more than 1,000 subscribers strong. We see Garrett from the Netherlands in. We got Sam Salinas in the house, Matt Gomez, all talking about what we've got going on. David Atwater saying the trash cans LMAO. Again, the Astros lost 5-2 yesterday to the Detroit Tigers, got swept in the best of 3 American League wildcard series to Detroit. I mean, you said it during game 1. You were texting me during game 1. You said this team looks shook.
They look shook, man.
Framber Valdez got rocked. Presley got rocked yesterday. It's just one of those things, man. That's the weird thing about baseball. Baseball is not about how good you are in April, May, June, July. Doesn't matter. Are you hot in September and October? That's all that matters.
Man, Detroit Tigers got me believing. You know what? I'm going to pick this team to go to the World Series, man.
Really?
Picking this team. From what I've seen from the Tigers, they're a good team, man. They might just sneak in and make the World Series. They might F around and find out. And their pitching, man, is just it's on point, dude.
Well, it's funny because you saw that not only did they advance into the playoffs, the Tigers are now going to play the Guardians. It's a 6-2 matchup beginning on Saturday, on the 5th, which is what? That is Saturday, right?
Saturday's the 5th, yeah.
And the American League has already been set up with the Royals advancing,
yeah,
knocking out the Orioles yesterday.
They got
2-1.
a gauntlet against the Yankees, though. I don't know if they can do that, man.
1-5 matchup, but that is David versus Goliath right there.
It is, man.
That is one of the highest paid payrolls out there in the Yankees, and one of the lowest paid amounts with the
big
the Royals.
Market, little market.
Give me Kansas City all day, every day, all day, dude.
But I don't think they're going to be able to. Yankees are a very talented team.
KC has gone through and won a World Series before, so it's not unheard of. But that'd be fun to watch. On the National League side, the Padres advance after destroying the Braves. They swept the Braves as well.
Fernando
Tatis Jr. is just on fire right now.
Who's your boy for the Dodgers?
For the Dodgers,
Ohtani, you know, he's going to be. It's a battle in Cali. You know, you got San Diego Padres versus the Los Angeles Dodgers here. I know you're going for the Dodgers, probably.
Probably. I mean, normally I would go with the Padres, but the Padres are cheaters. That's just the fact of the matter is. But, you know, you look at the city of San Antonio with the San Antonio Missions being Padres centric. Maybe I'll go with the Padres. I haven't decided on that one yet, but Ohtani, Tatis Jr., it's going to be a good matchup there. That gets going on Saturday night as well. All of these games begin on the 5th. Now, we do have one series that has yet to be decided. It's between the Mets and Brewers that got locked up yesterday. They're going to figure it out today. Milwaukee is favored to win Game 3. Mets, Brewers, it's in Milwaukee. Mets favored. I mean, the Brewers favored again. Winner is going to take on the Phillies. The Phillies are always that team. Anything involving Philadelphia sports wilts during the playoffs. Just Philadelphia sports fan. What have they had to cheer for? I mean, they had the Eagles with the Philly special a while back.
76ers, bro.
What do?
Eagles.
They won one. The one time they won a ring, right? Carson Wentz was leading that team the entire year, and then Nick Foles comes out of nowhere and takes him to the Super Bowl and wins. But aside from that, think about all the franchises that they have there. They have the Phillies, the Sixers. They've got the Eagles. They got the Flyers.
Yeah.
And to have that many teams there that historically make the playoffs and not win a lot, it's kind of funny.
Yeah. You know, I'm kind of envious of Philly. I wish San Antonio had more than one pro sports team.
We did. They're now the Aces, WNBA.
No, but I mean,
the WNBA wasn't big then. But can you imagine if we did have the Silver Stars over here?
Yeah.
And the Silver Stars, we were getting Caitlin Clark coming to San Antonio. We missed out on that.
Well, the Spurs didn't like the hockey team they had. They didn't like the WNBA team they had. They didn't really seem to get behind these teams, you know?
No Angel Reese coming to San Antonio either.
No, man.
So, I mean, the hockey, I mean, it's just semi-pro league hockey. Dude, you can't get me excited about the Brahmas.
Fun,
you can't get me excited about the Commanders,
Mike,
the Talons, the Gunslingers, the Dragons, the Iguanas, all of that stuff. Basura, dude. It is just trash. Why would I want to watch essentially high school sports? Is basically what it is.
Look at Hanover Fist. He says, bro, CP3 used to go to the parties. He's referring to the Diddy freak-offs. There's your San Antonio connection.
Well, there you go. Allegedly, right?
Allegedly.
But, dude, why does anybody go to any of these games? I mean, legitimately, the best league that we have is what? San Antonio FC? That's below the Spurs? Dude, you can't get me to go to a Brahmas game. I don't give two craps about that team worth anything. And you know what, Joe? No one does. No one does. There's no fantasy football for the Brahmas.
Look at this, man. And
there's no gambling on the Brahmas.
This is the truth, because the XFL merged with the UFL.
Right.
Because they had to. Both teams were struggling. Both leagues were struggling. They merged together to kind of put resources together to see if something can come out of this partnership, right? Jesse A says UFL is going to put up or shut up this next season, or it's done. And there's no lies detected in that statement.
Dude, there's nothing that can compete with the NFL.
The Rock has even gone on and said that they're operating in the red right now. He's at a loss. And last season was a loss, and his thing is, oh, well, maybe we could turn things around. You're not going to turn things around, even with the TV deal they have, because you look at the people that are attending these games, the stadiums are empty, man.
Exactly. No one cares. It's not the NFL. Dude, if we want to watch football that's not NFL, we already got it. It's called college football. And if we don't want to watch college football, you know what we got? We got Friday Night Lights and high school football.
Yeah, but San Antonio, though, even though the XFL might be in trouble, because they're not filling the stadiums up in every city, San Antonio's always shelled out, and the good thing about the XFL or the UFL merger here and the Brahmas here in San Antonio is that the fans, they go and support the team.
Mm-hmm.
They fill up that stadium, they're out there, they're supporting the team. San Antonio is a good football city. It's just sad that they've never been given the opportunity to have an NFL team.
Well, we did with the Saints back in 2005.
Oh, they weren't coming here, Mike. Come on.
I mean, they were here for 3 games.
They liked it here, but they weren't.
They liked
it,
but what it did prove, though, San
Spurs
Antonio
wouldn't stand for that.
People
man.
like for example, we have Bear County Social Apparel saying Mike always bagging on San Antonio. I will say this about the city of San Antonio: San Antonio could support an NFL team easily.
There's a big fan base here for NFL
because the NFL is so big. It doesn't matter where you go, dude. El Paso could support an NFL team. You know why? Because it's the NFL.
Yeah, and look at that. David Atwater says St. Louis fans show up. They do. There was several cities here in the XFL, UFL that notoriously filled up the stadiums, and I believe St. Louis was one of them.
They're starved for football because the Cardinals left for Arizona.
Oh, that's sad too, man. When you have a pro team and they just pick up and leave. Man.
The Rams fled. I'm sorry. The Rams fled from St. Louis to LA.
Louis Rams,
that's what it was. Arizona went there. However it was with the Rams. I don't know the lore of St. Louis football, but they have struggled ever since the Rams went away.
Well, they didn't struggle. The Rams actually turned around and won what?
Yeah, they beat the Titans in the Super Bowl that one year.
They won.
But the NFL is easy to sell, dude. You can go to any city. You can go to Oklahoma City and sell it out. You can go anywhere. So San Antonio most definitely could support an NFL team. It's only 8 or 9 games a year, right? But when it comes to this secondary leagues, XFL, UFL, whatever you want to call it, I don't give 2 craps about it. You can't get me excited about it. I don't care. The one time I got kind of a little bit excited was the Commanders, and that folded within a month. At that point, when the Commanders folded, guess what I said, Joe?
Oh.
All of this crap is dead to me.
Look at this. This is a good comment here by Matt Lerman. He says, you can't tell me Jacksonville is better NFL city than San Antonio would be. And this is true. You know what? Why don't they bring the Jacksonville Jaguars to San Antonio? I bet you that stadium would be sold out and the fans would embrace that team.
Oh, Matt has a fantastic point. Jacksonville is the Laredo of Florida. It's the Del Rio of Florida.
What's wrong with Laredo, bro? Why are you always hating on Laredo,
dude?
Man?
Look, think about it, man. Jacksonville, Florida.
Oh,
okay,
my God,
if you and I were to say we're going to go to the airport right now, right, and look at flights to go to Florida, where would we want to go, right? The first place we'd want to go is what? We'd want to go to Miami. We'd want to go maybe Orlando, Fort Lauderdale, which is just 45 miles from Miami. We might want to go to West Palm. We might want to go to Tallahassee to watch some football. We might want to go to all of these different places, Tampa, right? Daytona Beach, all of that stuff, right? We're at what point down the list does Jacksonville come up? Jacksonville is the Del Rio / Laredo of Florida.
Look at this. Hand over fist. Laredo got more money than SA last I heard.
I don't know if I'd go that far, dude.
But why not bring? We should start that, right? That movement, that putting that seed, planting that seed. Have the Jacksonville Jaguars leave where they're at. Come to San Antonio, man. They'll build. If they build it, you will come.
Yes. Well, I'm going to look up the attendance for the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Oh, I bet you it's abysmal, man.
Okay, here's the average attendance in the NFL right now, according to ESPN.com. Most teams have had 2 games, right? The number 1 team with the highest average of attendance this year, number 1, Baltimore Ravens.
No doubt. Hey, but I'm telling you, that Baltimore sports scene,
Yeah.
It's legit, dude. It's a nice. They're right by the harbor, man. I've been there. It's beautiful, man. There's a lot of things to do there.
I'm going to take that back, by the way. The Baltimore Ravens have the most overall attendance. So that is home and road. So that basically means that they get a lot of people at home. They get a lot of people on the road who want to watch them play. So that's different. So let me revise that according to ESPN. Number one attendance is actually the Dallas Cowboys.
Oh, we them boys.
93,000 average, right? They're all in, baby. Number two, the Jets. Number three, the Giants. Number four, the Green Bay Packers with 78,000 fans per game. Number five, you've got the Los Angeles Chargers. Number six, the Denver Broncos. Seven, Kansas City Chiefs. Eight, you have the Atlanta Falcons. And number nine, the Houston Texans. Number 10, Carolina Panthers. Dude, the Carolina Panthers suck. And they're still getting 71,000 fans there. The bottom five in attendance. Interesting.
And look at Bear County Social Apparel says Jacksonville to San Antonio won't happen. Jacksonville just approved, should I say, a new stadium.
Here's the bottom five in attendance. Tampa Bay, despite having a 3-1 record and being very good, averages only 63,000 fans per game. The Las Vegas Raiders are the fourth worst in attendance, averaging 62,000. Despite being 3-1 and on top of the NFC East, the Washington Commanders are the third worst in attendance with 61,000 fans per game. Jacksonville, the second worst, with 60,000 fans, and there's only one team that averages less than 60,000. They're at 59,000. Guess what team that is, Joe?
Who is it?
Chicago Bears.
The Bears, bro. Come on.
Now, how about this? Who's the biggest road draw?
Dallas Cowboys.
The fifth.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so the Cowboys, when the Cowboys play on the road,
Kansas City,
73,000. Baltimore's 1. The New Orleans Saints are 2. Minnesota Vikings 3. And somehow, some way, the Indianapolis Colts are 4.
Wow.
The worst attended games that no one wants to see, that gets the fewest fans. Fifth worst is Tampa Bay. The Detroit Lions, which I would love to go see, has the fourth worst draw as a visitor. LA Chargers, Tennessee Titans, and the worst being the Cleveland Browns.
Oof.
Cleveland Browns only attracting 61,000 fans whenever they're on the road.
Yeah.
Interesting.
That is interesting, man.
Let's talk about Thursday Night Football, because week 5 gets going today, and finally we got a good game.
This one is a good one, man.
Tampa Bay Buccaneers 3-1. Baker Mayfield led against the Atlanta Falcons. Right now, Atlanta is looking hot, man. They start off slow. Kirk Cousins at quarterback. They got Bijan Robinson. They've got some weapons around the offensive line, the receivers as well. But Chris Godwin's just turning it up, man. He's turning back the clock. Chris Godwin with 322 yards receiving for the Buccaneers, 3 touchdowns on the season. This is a good game. In fact, I'm actually surprised at the spread, Joe. I would have thought that Tampa Bay would be favored by 3 points. That's what I would have put it at. But Atlanta, the Dirty Birds, are favored by 2. Over under set at 43.5. I'm going to go ahead and say push the over in this game. I think both offenses are going to go out tonight. I'm going to say that this is going to be a big game. I think that Tampa wins this game. Close one. I'm going to say 27-23, Joe.
I don't know, man. I think the Falcons are going to pull the upset here.
Falcons beat the Saints on the last play of the game last Sunday. It was a 58-yard field goal by their kicker. They're playing better. Atlanta is playing better. But what do you like about them, man? I mean, I'm taking a look at Atlanta's team. That,
I don't really have a dog in this fight. But you know what? This Atlanta team has shown that they're scrappy, and they've been pretty awful for a while, right? And now this Atlanta team, I don't know, man. They're a scrappy team. I think they can just hang around, and if you give them a chance, they can take that win from you, man.
Every single game this season for the Falcons has been within one possession. They lost to the Steelers by a touchdown. They beat the Eagles by 22-21. They lost to the Chiefs 22-17. They played the Chiefs very tough.
Yeah, they did.
At home. And then they beat the Saints 26-24. Now they've got the Buccaneers. Dude, this could be something where if they win, take a look at this. They win this game, They go 3-2. Then they've got the Panthers on the road. That should be an easy win. That's 4-2. Then they've got the Seahawks. Then they got the Cowboys. They could, dude. I forgot they played the Cowboys, dude.
Can you imagine that? That would be
that was supposed to be the easy win for the Cowboys this year.
No,
was Atlanta.
Not anymore.
Now they have to go on the road to play in Atlanta. That's funny. The Buccaneers, though, have been playing very well. 3-1 on the season. They beat the Commanders early on. It was in Jake Daniels' first game. They beat them 37-20. They went on the road to beat the Lions. Somehow, after beating the Commanders and Lions, they lost and got their asses handed to them by the Broncos. And then they beat the Eagles 33-16. It's a big stretch right here for the Buccaneers, because look at this stretch. At Atlanta, at New Orleans, against the Ravens, then they've got the Falcons, and they've got the Chiefs, and then they've got the Niners. Dude, that is a 6-game stretch there. That is rough. There's not one losing team in the bunch there. Fantastic. I'm looking forward to this weekend's games, man.
It's going to be a good weekend of NFL football, no doubt, coming up.
Jets, Vikings.
And we got the Sunday night game, which is going to feature Dallas Cowboys against the Steelers. And letting everybody know, you all are invited to a watch party thrown by friend of the show, James Pledger of ESPN San Antonio. He's going to be hanging out right around the corner from me at the Twin Peaks off of Highway 151. And they're going to be hosting a Dallas Cowboy watch party starting at 5 p.m. I'm going to go out there and visit my boy Pledge.
Fantastic. Is there going to be a Monday night party?
I don't know. Because
who's playing Monday night? You got the New Orleans Saints on the road against the Kansas City Chiefs. Let's see how many wide receivers Patrick Mahomes can injure this year, this upcoming week. Dude, that Chiefs team is ripe for a loss, man. Travis Kelce has been all over the New Heights podcast talking about, well, a win is a win is a win, even if my stats suck. No, man. You guys look like paper tigers. You guys look like a house of cards. You just pull out one and they're all going to fall. There's going to be a team that's going to beat the living crap out of the Chiefs. It is not their year. I know that last year everyone was bagging on them because it was like, oh, well, they're not as good as they used to be, which was true. But they still somehow made their way into the playoffs, still some way made it to the Super Bowl and won. But this team, just like the Cowboys, has glaring holes. They have nobody to throw the ball to. Xavier Worthy is really good, but he's a rookie. Are you going to count as a rookie to be your wide receiver one? Travis Kelce's 35 years old. He's a shell of himself. Isaiah Pacheco's forever getting hurt. I'm not a believer on this Chiefs team. We used to talk about, would you rather have Chiefs or the field in the AFC? Give me the field, because that Ravens team, that Bills team, I mean, I like what I see. Even the Texans, the Texans are eking out wins.
The Bills get over the hump and beat the Chiefs and move on?
No, because I think the Ravens are going to get to them. It's kind of like paper, rock, scissor. One beats the other, that beats the other, that beats the other, right? The Ravens know how to play the Bills, right? The Bills know how to play the Bengals. The Bengals know how to play the Chiefs. The Chiefs know how to play the Ravens. It's just a weird round robin of circumstance. So it's all about matchups in the future. If it lines up where it's Buffalo home against the Ravens, the only way that I can see that happening is if they play in Buffalo and they're playing in the snow. And even then, that might not matter, because Derrick Henry is Derrick Henry. Got some comments coming in. Again, you can take part in the show by leaving us a comment on our YouTube stream, which is powered by MCS General Contracting with that Diamond Heart Concrete. Hand of a Fist says, Twin Peaks, I'll be a Hooters down the street. Now, let me ask you this, Joe.
Yeah.
Was talking about Twin Peaks yesterday. Is there an age by which you got to stop going to those places?
No, man.
Where it becomes creepy? Because I'm 47 and I'm feeling a little bit odd about going.
No, I mean, what's wrong with going to a sports bar? They're all sports bars.
I don't know if I could do the restaurants anymore. I don't know, man. I think I'm going to hang those up.
Oh,
I'm 47. Like, dude, I feel.
But you're still going on Sunday to go see Pledge, right?
No, dude, I'm not going to. I don't want to go to Twin Peaks to watch the game.
Why not?
I think I'm going to retire from that.
And they'll better not see you at a Hooters.
If I do, I'll get it to go.
Oh, come on, man. Go out there and support Pledge.
Like the only time I would go to like a Twin Peaks might be for March Madness, because there's very few places that have all the games being played at one time, right?
Yeah.
But I could watch the Cowboys game anywhere.
Yeah, well, go watch it at Twin Peaks. Support
No,
Pledge.
I don't want to go see some 19-year-old girl walk around and.
But don't look
in
at her.
plaid.
Look at the screen.
No, that's why people go.
Man, they
I
take kids to
think
Twin
I've crossed
Peaks.
the point of no return.
Oh, man.
Where I just think it's kind of cochino now, man. I just don't want to do it. Midtown Texas saying confirmed Mike is whipped. That's so funny. Mike went woke. JHNSB.
It's not that he doesn't want to go. His girl don't let him. That's the problem.
No, dude. It's just I've been feeling this for a while. I went with Anthony Pittman one time. Went to Hooters recently. I don't know, about 4, 5, 6 months ago or so. And we were having this conversation about it, man. How the girls there are older than my daughter. I mean, are younger than my daughter, rather. My daughter is now in her early 20s. Some of the girls are younger than my daughter, man. It's weird. It's creepy.
Look at this. Sam Salinas puts, speaking of Kelsey, Stevie Nicks and Jason Kelsey are apparently releasing a Christmas album.
Dude, so I got things lined up, man, for next weekend. I'm excited about next weekend, Joe. I've got tickets to go see Jeff Arcuri at the Comedian over at the Tobin next weekend.
Yeah.
The following day, driving to Houston, got tickets to go see Boys to Men. It's going to be Boys to Men, Robin Thicke, and 112. That's going to be a hell of a show, dude. I'm all over the place, dude. You know, soon to be divorced Michael is a man out and about. I don't want to be home not doing crap. I want to go do stuff, right?
Yeah.
So I'm going to concerts, going to comedy shows. I want to go do stuff. 47 years old. My goal right now is to not get old. Part of it's slimming down. I had another lowest weigh-in today of the year. It's my lowest weight of 2.5 years. Again, I want to thank everybody online for who was it? Was it Swiss?
Of course it was Swiss. Swiss the villain. My boy Swiss.
Yeah, are you going to show what he did there?
Yeah, I'll show it, man. It was funny. There it is.
With my Ozempic
You got Ozempic face.
Man.
I said you had Ozempic face.
Dude, I have not done Ozempic. I don't even know. Is it a shot or is it a pill?
It's an injection.
It's an injection?
It's made for people who have diabetes, man.
Yeah. Now, I just decided not to eat carbs as much.
Yeah.
I mean, I basically Monday through Friday eat relatively clean, and then Saturday and Sunday I do my thing. You know, so do my thing on Saturday and Sunday, but no Ozempic for me, my man. Sam Salinas reaches out and says, nah, I'm with Mike on that one. At 43, it feels gross. I'd be there all like, Mija, make better choices. Go get some clothes on. Well, it's like that also with strip clubs. Dude, you can't find me at a strip club. Dude, every time I drive by 410 and Vance Jackson, 410 and Cherry Ridge, Sugars is packed. There's not one parking spot left, and it's like 11 in the morning. Don't you guys work? Don't you guys have jobs? Why is Sugars packed at 11 a.m. on a Thursday?
Hey, man, maybe that night shift's getting out, you know?
Don't
Got something to do.
Don't get me wrong. I enjoyed the Palace back in the day for my bachelor party.
Now you're not going to go no more because you're old.
I haven't been in 10 years.
You don't want to feel old, but now you're aging yourself out of places. Come on, man.
Dude, again,
that's the flip-flopper.
The strippers are 19.
So are the girls at Twin Peaks.
Which is why I'm not going anymore.
You know what was weird, though? One time me and my buddy went to Twin Peaks for happy hour because we're meeting a lot of our friends there. There was a whole bunch of them.
Yeah.
They had the whole bar full of people we knew, right?
Yeah.
On both sides. So I go to the one right here on 151 because everyone's bugging us. Come on over. We're going to get you all your rounds and all that. It was early in the day, like 3 o'clock, 3:30. And I had just finished getting out of work. And I'm like, yeah, well, hell, why the heck not? Right here down the street, I'll go. And my buddy Ed's like, yeah, well, I'll go too. I'll meet you there. I'm getting out of work. All right, cool. Do we go over there? And my buddy Ed comes over, gets a beer. And then this tap on the shoulder, right? And he turns around and looks.
Mm-hmm.
His daughter graduated high school like a year prior, right?
Yeah.
So the girl that was tapping him on the shoulder, that was his daughter's friend from high school.
Oh my God.
There, and it was awkward because then it was like lingerie night, right? Bourbon and Brews night.
Yeah.
So she's walking up and saying hi to my friend, you know, because she friend of his daughter, and the girl's all dressed in lingerie, and he's like, bro, that's kind of weird.
Sam says, if there are any young college dudes in here, don't ever take evening classes with your best friend. At 21, my best friend and I always skipped our evenings to go to Tiffany's Cabaret.
Oh, God.
Tiffany's Cabaret off of, that was what, off of Wurzbach Road?
Near the medical area. Yeah, medical center.
Yeah, you know, we poured one out for All-Stars because that one went away.
Yeah.
Right? Tiffany Cabaret, who keeps that one open? I mean, it's in the middle of the medical center. You drive by, there's only like 3 cars there. Like, you can see how Sugars is open, right? Ton of cars there. But every time you drive by, what are the other ones? PTs or Perfect 10?
I haven't been in such a long time. I don't even know what's open.
And then you drive further down 410 and you see the Palace. I think is Wild Zebra around anymore? Dude, I think that one died.
I don't think a lot of them are gone already.
Yeah, I had a family member who referred to Wild Zebra as the petting zoo. Yeah, dude, I don't know, man. I want to be young. I want to act young. But there's just some places I don't want to go to anymore, and the strip club has not done it for me in a long time. So
what's going to be your new go-to? Applebee's? You're going to get you a $10 Bacardi bucket?
Well, okay. So first of all, maybe I painted myself in the corner because I'm going to find myself at a Twin Peaks one day, and y'all going to give me crap and call me a flip-flopper.
You should be over there on Sunday supporting Pledge.
Well, do you know what? I like going to just a regular bar. Because at a regular bar,
Pledge doesn't pick where he's going. That's where they sign him.
That's where they send him, and he gets paid. Yeah. I get that. But a regular bar, you can go to a regular bar, like when we go to what's this place over here by your house, the one that we went and saw the World Series at last year.
Oh, Stout House.
Stout House, right? Okay, you're gonna have the hot bartenders there, but waitress. That goes with the territory of going to a bar.
They're not like 19.
Well, I don't want to see a 19-year-old girl in lingerie walking up with me, barely legal, serving me tater tots.
You know where we haven't gone? We need to go to because we need to go talk some business. This is going to be a business trip for us.
Okay.
We got to go to the hangar that's right around the corner from us now.
Yeah. Has that opened up yet?
It is. It's been open, dude. And I've been saying, you know what? Me and Mike need to go do a business trip over there, and we got to go talk shop with the owner.
There you go.
Because they own that. The people that own the hangar, they also own the Stout House.
Oh, okay. Well, it makes sense. They're right next to each other. The hangar, the original one, I believe is on Broadway.
It's still there, yeah.
Okay, Tall Tale.
Oh God, man.
So my first ex-wife and I went to the hangar. That was one of our favorite places to go because back in the day, I used to be a news reporter for KBB, and I was there for 5 years. And Mike Valdez was the anchor. Mike Valdez owned a bar in that area. It wasn't Salud. It was the one next to it. I forgot the name of it. It was very popular for a good while there. In fact, I watched the UT-USC game, the Vince Young game against Reggie Bush and Matt Leinart. I watched it over there with a lot of my friends. It was an amazing time. The hangar was great, and my first ex-wife and I would go over there. We would just get drunk and just like listen to bands and whatnot. And I start feeding the band drinks, right? I'm just giving the band because they were playing all of my music. Keep in mind, it's like 2005 or whatever year that was, and the 90s weren't that far away. The 90s were just a few years before.
Yeah.
And they're playing all this grunge music and all this like rock music from the 90s. And the band looks at me and during the show says, "Hey man, I want to thank this guy over here. He's been giving us drinks all night. He's also been singing along to every song. I want to invite him up here to sing the next song." And I like karaoke, but I have no idea what they're playing.
Were you really drunk?
I was buzzing hard.
Oh,
and I get up on stage and I'm like, I don't know what song you're singing. What song is next? And he goes, "You've been singing all of them. I'm going to go ahead and assume that you know this one." And they started playing Plush by STP. And I went up there just impromptu, did the whole song with the live band. Had no idea. It wasn't karaoke. There was no bouncing ball. Yeah. There wasn't like a screen that had the words. I just had to know the lyrics, and I nailed it.
Oh, of course.
Didn't say it was good. I nailed it though.
Oh man, it's either film or it didn't happen. Man.
Well, dude, iPhones didn't exist back then. I don't think I could power up my Razr phone to get it out.
Well, you're gonna throw a Halloween party at your house. You're gonna have to.
That's the rumor.
A rendition of Plush or something by STP.
That's the rumor, dude. I got a new iPhone a couple of days ago. Motherboard went out on my old phone. And
I hate iPhones.
There's nothing worse than not having a phone. I was without a phone for 2 hours because it broke. And now I'm wondering, did I back it up on the iCloud? Did I do this and the other? The technology is so amazing that you just log in and all of a sudden it just auto-populates. But that 2 hour period where I didn't have a phone because, man, I work on my phone. I get business on my phone. It was so disturbing. And I walked into the AT&T on Petrenko and 1604. It was around 6:45 in the evening. And I just said, I'm the easiest sale of all time. I need an iPhone. I need one today.
Give me the latest.
I know you guys are open until 8:00. I want the new iPhone. Get me the screen protector. Give me a spec cover because I don't do OtterBox. OtterBox is too thick.
Oh yeah.
And then I was like, just get me all that. And I have to go take my daughter on a daddy-daughter date. I'll be back in an hour. And I came back and dude, it was all there. It's like, oh, here's your phone, sir. It's already everything's logged in.
You're like,
They did a fantastic job.
I can't stand the iPhone because doing what I do, I have to deal with that every single day, dude. Every single day. Got people bothering me.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, setting up my iPhone. I'm setting up the iPhone. And the iPhone has, when you're with the feds, it's different, right? They have all this encryption and stuff. And I absolutely hate it, dude. I absolutely hate it. You can't tell me or sell me ever on an iPhone or tell me that an iPhone is better than an Android. I've seen them both and the guts, the innards, and how everything works, the encryption and all that. I cannot stand iPhones. I hate them.
Here's the thing. You are correct in the sense that the Samsung, the Androids are better than the iPhone. That is true. The camera's better. A lot of all that's better. But here's the thing, Joe. The functionality and the ease of learning the system is so much better with the iPhone compared to the Samsung, right?
Yeah.
The Samsung, I used to have people go, my phone's so great. Look what I can do. And then it takes them like 8 steps to get where they need to go. Whereas with the iPhone, boom, boom, you're there. It's just easier to function.
Yeah, all these snobs over here.
Give somebody over 60 a Samsung. See if they can operate it because they can't. You give somebody over 60 an iPhone, they can get it within 5 minutes. It's just user friendly. That's why it's so good.
No, man, I've seen both, and I have to operate the iOS, devices and all that. iPads,
But you're
iPhones.
You are technologically savvy.
Yeah,
you know how to handle computers. You know what you're looking for. You give it to just a regular person, give it to a teacher, give it to a plumber, give it to a retiree who is not in the computer game. They're going to look at the Samsung and go, what the hell is this? This is not user-friendly.
They don't even know how to turn on an iPhone or turn it off. When you get a new user a phone, they're trying to turn the phone off, and they don't know how.
Give them 10 minutes.
I'm telling you,
they will have it figured out.
I'm telling you, every single person I talk to every single day, they're like, I'd rather have my Android. I hate this iPhone.
Yeah, dude, but I think you're talking to people who are technologically savvy, dude.
No, man.
The regular person will look at an iPhone and know and understand it.
They will not, dude. That's a bunch of lies. They will not know how to operate it if they've never had an iPhone.
If that's true,
I guarantee you,
if that's true, there wouldn't be so many iPhones out there, man.
Oh, you know the iPhone is? It's nothing more than a status symbol. People want an iPhone because it's the premier product. Look at me. I got an iPhone. But you know what? Y'all stupid asses got to pay for every single app because you want a premier product. That's dumb. You know what an iPhone is or an iOS device is?
What's that?
It's nothing more than a Unix-based system.
I have no idea. I don't even know that.
A Unix-based OS is Linux, bro. And you know what else is Linux? Runs off of Linux?
What's that?
A version of it? Android. So I was like, it is what it is, man.
I'm not a technology snob, dude. I'm just not. Tony says, Joe, I only have free apps on my iPhone. Dude, all my apps are free.
Yeah, y'all got to pay for your stuff.
No, you don't. There's a subscription tab on there that you can look and see what are you paying for, what are you not.
I hope one day you forget your passcode. You can't even log in to your iPhone.
Dude. You
gotta call the tech team over there.
Dude, you know what's so funny? I could never forget my passcode. I had to change my passcode recently because I used to use the same one. I've retired it, right? But my new one is so funny and it's Spurs related that I can never forget it.
Spurs related.
I have a Spurs related.
No, you got some cochino password for your passcode for your phone.
Yes, it's the word sex with the number 5 and a backwards 3.
No, it's probably E. Thick 6.
Thick 6. Do you ever meet somebody who has like an email that they never changed, they created when they were in high school or the early 20s?
From like 1999.
Like thick698 at yahoo.com or,
man.
It's funny.
I know somebody that does that. It's my wife.
Really?
She's had the same email for like ever. I'm like, really? The same email?
Yeah.
She's like, it's like, change it, like update it.
I have a friend in my industry who's 6'6", right? His name is Rod.
Yeah.
Right? His name is Rod, R-O-D, right? Roderick, whatever it is. his business email, Mike's passcode, according to Midtown, is 6969.
I know it's a cochino passcode, man.
No, it takes six numbers. It's 69696969. My friend, who's a colleague, right? I wouldn't call him a friend. He's a colleague in the industry. Has his email Big Rod, whatever. You're gonna go by Big Rod. Now I know your name is Rod. His name is Rodney, right? His name is Rodney, and he's 6'6". So I get it, right? But when you think of Big Rod, that's not what you think of, by the way. Why is he using that as his? I don't get it.
That's Mike's passcode. Boobies.
With the 1 and the 5.
Oh shit, man, that's funny, dude.
The Mike's password, according to Tony Ornelas, is Joe is sexy 1.
Mike has some cochino passwords, man. I know it. And you know what else is cochino that we're going to get into right now, off the bat? We are going to talk sports eventually.
No, screw that. Why?
But we're going to do this. This is going to be funny, man. This is what I was telling you about earlier, man. Oh boy, remember him from the Primo fiasco with the Spurs, right?
Oh, is that Tony Busby?
Uh-huh. So this is him talking about the diddler, right? And this is from the Daily Loud. He says, breaking, Sean Diddy Combs case to reveal a list of other perpetrators soon. Well, the names will shock you.
I agree. Well, let's backtrack on who Tony Busby is. Tony Busby is a Houston-based attorney who's famed for representing women, typically, who are sexual abuse victims or alleged sexual abuse victims. One of them was Dr. Hillary Coffin, who worked for the Spurs and was the person who was allegedly exposed to by former first-round draft pick Josh Primo.
Yeah.
So Tony Busby got a settlement from the Spurs, got a settlement from, the organization and all that stuff, and that got
even sued Primo.
That got swept under the rug. So they got swept under the rug, right?
Yeah.
So Tony Busby's coming out and saying that he's going to have a press conference, and this might be it right here.
Yeah. This
morning he was talking about having a press conference where they were going to allege over 200 sexual abuse victims who claimed that they were abused by somehow, some way, rapper, business mogul P. Diddy. Now, 25 of them are apparently minors.
That's sick, man.
And I saw a TikTok earlier today. What do they call that guy? Charlemagne the God, I think is what they
Charlemagne.
Call Charlemagne the God. I forgot his name. Where they had audio of a P. Diddy party, and they had audio of Puff Daddy talking at that place. And P. Diddy went, and this was an old interview, but he was stunned. He was speechless when they played him his what he was saying. And what he said was just disturbing. It was like, I like it when you're scrambling around, you're crawling around, all like whatever he was talking about. It sounded like somebody was on the ground and couldn't get up.
Yeah.
And you could hear a party going on in the background. And it didn't sound like he was talking to somebody that he had seen get their ass kicked. It sounded like something sexual.
Yeah, man. So we're going to play the audio here.
All right, Tony Busby.
Confirm and corroborate what we've been told are names that will shock you. These are individual cases. There are indeed other perpetrators involved. They will be revealed when that particular individual case is ready to be filed. They already know who they are. And I'm talking here about not just the cowardly but complicit bystanders. That is, those people that we know watched this behavior occur and did nothing. And I'm talking about the people that participated, encouraged it, egged it on. They know who they are. But the names...
So there you go.
They know who they are. And we shouldn't speculate about it all, but there has been a lot of reporting out there that it could be involving some very famous singers out there of the R&B genre. Some of them, some names that have very clean personas. Some of them don't. Some in the pop world, some maybe even some female pop stars, whether or not they participated because they wanted to or simply because they because they wanted to or they got coerced into it. We don't know. But Houston-based attorney Tony Busby, who ran for mayor of Houston did not win, is now spearheading this massive lawsuit with more than 200 names that they're going to name in this lawsuit as victims.
And look at this. The Kardashians have been also, said as one of the families, famous family, right?
Mhm.
And it's not just one. The other sisters had went to these freak offs as well.
Now, some of the names that you hear out there involve. Should we go through the names that have been alleged? Because this has not been confirmed by anybody, but you hear names like Neo, you hear names like Will Smith,
Yeah.
names like Justin Bieber. Bieber, though, Usher is another one. Bieber, apparently, according to reports out there, allegations out there, was more of a victim than he was a perpetrator. And that might be one of the reasons why he is got jacked up for a while. He just went a little crazy for a little while. And that's also why he's so protective of certain singers. I don't know if you've seen how protective he is of Billie Eilish.
Yeah.
But this P. Diddy thing, this story is not going away anytime soon.
It's not, man. And the thing is that you have other celebrities that are going to be implicated in this. And, the cancel culture, thing that happens now. Once these names come out, I bet you anything, these celebs are going to be like done in Hollywood. No one's going to want to touch them no more. It's bad for business. I mean, would you want to do a film with somebody who's been implicated in the Diddler case?
And how does this happen? I mean, let's say that this is all true, right? Let's say that all these big stars, that it does involve Neo, and it involves, obviously Diddy, that it involves Usher and all that stuff. How does that affect whether or not you listen to them on the radio? Because I know that people stopped listening to R. Kelly, right? I was a big R. Kelly fan, dude.
Yeah, some bangers.
12 Play was amazing back in the 90s.
But nobody's listening to no R. Kelly no more, man.
I mean, I Believe I Can Fly, Bump and Grind. I mean, he had so many great songs. But when was the last time you busted out an R. Kelly song?
You haven't heard one over those airwaves in a long time, man.
And think about, like, if this involves 10, 15, 20 really popular stars, do we just cancel all of them? Is that what society does?
That's what.
Are you unable to drive down the street? Because right now, if I called into Magic 105 and I said, "Hi, can you play a song for me?" Yeah, what'd you like to hear? Yeah, I'd like to dedicate this song to my daughter. I Believe I Can Fly by R. Kelly.
They'd be like, no.
They'd be like, nah. So does this mean that if it is Usher, for example, Usher, who has like 20 hits, let's say that it does involve him. I'm not saying that it does, but those are reports online that may or may not be true. He's got like 20 songs, man. We're going to just like stop them all?
Yeah.
Taco Tuesday coming out and say Hollywood's going to go on a sabbatical after all the names come out. Time to switch to Bollywood. Some of those Bollywood actresses are nuggets.
Oh, God. Here comes the Cochino Mike.
Hand of a fist saying, trust the art, not the artist. Well, it's kind of one and the same sometimes, man. But then again, there was no social media when Elvis was out there diddling a 14-year-old. Do I have to pay Mike Taylor a royalty for saying diddling?
Diddling. The diddler. One thing I was going to go ahead and show here as we kind of can transition away from the diddler here is hitting you all with some truths, man. Getting back into the sports talk. This is the Astros versus the Lions, right? They're not Lions, Detroit Tigers, should I say. It's funny how they have the Detroit Lions and then the Detroit Tigers, then whatever. But the Astros have 4 players making more money this season than the entire Tigers wild card roster.
Wow.
Look at this. 18.8 million combined 2024 salary of Tigers wild card roster. That's insane, dude. The Tigers are basically going out there with just a bunch of scrubs at this point.
Well, it was 18.8 million combined 2024 salary of Tigers wild card roster. Well, is that true?
It's true.
Who's that according to Yahoo Sports?
Yahoo Sports. It's official. They have the golden check mark. And then the other thing here that's interesting, ESPN reported, the Tigers are the 4th team in history to win a playoff series after being 10 plus games out of the playoff spot at least 110 games into the season. The other teams, 2011 Cardinals, 1969 Mets, 1964 Cardinals. And you know what the thing that all these teams have in common?
Mm-hmm.
All three went on to win the World Series.
Well, I see where that's interesting. That's interesting. The Tigers had a payroll of 98 million, but you're saying on the roster, a lot of their players that are not on the roster are injured, who got waived, dead cap type space.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe it's 18 million active, but they had a much bigger salary overall.
Yeah.
They were the fifth cheapest team, I guess you could say. The Guardians, who they play next, is one of the teams that has a low payroll of 106. Kansas City had the 20th highest payroll this year. So, but you look at it, Mets, Yankees still in the playoffs. Guess what? They were number 1 and 2. Phillies, Dodgers, 4 and 5. So there's something to be said about, hey, you spend money, you're going to make the playoffs more often than not. But teams like San Diego are middle of the pack. Teams like Kansas City and Milwaukee and Baltimore and Detroit are the lower pack. I'm going to go ahead and cheer for the lower funded teams, man.
Yeah,
I don't care about Aaron Judge and all that crap.
Sam Salinas is saying, right, Joe, but those are all salaries that have risen through the years. Go back and look at the Astros payroll when they first won it in 17. I mean, that's true.
Right.
But we're just saying this is what the current data is showing.
And it might have to get higher because Jose Altuve is sticking up for Bregman because Bregman's now a free agent, 2-time All-Star.
Yeah.
He's a free agent and Breaky bombs and all that stuff. And Jose Altuve is coming out, was on ESPN.com this morning saying, we want him back. You've got to pay him what he's worth.
We'll see, man. I know that somebody had put a meme that I thought was funny out there of Astro fan hugging the trash can.
Yeah.
They had a whole bunch of them last night. It was funny.
Do you know who was one of those fans hugging the trash can?
No.
Chris Leha
From
MCS General
So
Contracting.
we got to give Chris some love, man.
Yeah, let's do it.
MCS General Contracting, more than 30 years of combined experience in concrete placement. They are the best in the business, honest pricing, high quality work. They get going on house foundations, driveways, concrete patio decks. If you want to extend the deck, extend the driveway. If you're a business and you need to put together a slab, a parking lot, or other concrete placement services or sidewalks, reach out to MCS General Contracting at 210-774-9155. They're confident in their skills, so give Chris Leha over at MCS General Contracting a call at 210-774-9155. And thank you for being a sponsor of this show.
That Diamond Heart Concrete, baby. I'm a client myself. They did a sidewalk at my house. They extended my patio. They did a landing. Fantastic job. Chris Leha, pour one out for you, my man. Your Astros are done. But you know what? We live to see another day, man. They'll be back next year. MCS General Contracting, 210-774-9155. Man, we took a turn to negative town with the P. Diddy talk. I know you want to get into Spurs and things like that.
Well, we're going to get into a little bit of NFL talk too, because we're going to go by the stats. We're sharing numbers right now, right? So look at this. Take this. NFL on CBS is reporting most total touchdowns from a quarterback since 2020. Look who's at the top of the list.
Josh Allen.
Josh Allen.
Does a lot with his legs.
183 touchdowns since 2020. Patrick Mahomes at 157. Justin Herbert, 130. Aaron Rodgers, 123, and he's tied with Kirk Cousins at 123.
Josh Allen is that one guy who just does too much sometimes, but he's been cleaning it up the past 10 to 15 games or so. So it's amazing. Looking at the stats for right now for the NFL through 4 weeks, the number one passer as far as yards is Geno Smith with the Seattle Seahawks. They lost their first game of the season this past weekend. They're now 3-1. Brock Purdy, second in yards. Look at Dak Prescott with those junk yards right there at number 3. CJ Stroud at number 4. Jared Goff at number 5. Rushing yards. This pains Cowboy fans. Derrick Henry at 480. Could I tell you this, that maybe Christian McCaffrey is all that, but at the same time, how is it that Jordan Mason of the Niners is second? His backup is second in the league in rushing with 447. Keep in mind the Cowboys. Do the Cowboys have any players with over 100 yards?
Nope.
Oh, no. Zeke has. Ooh, wait.
I don't think so, man.
Let me see that. I think they have like 120. That is gross. That is gross this year. Dallas Cowboys stats this year.
But I'll tell you one thing, though, man. You want to see who the leader of the pack is right here as far as most rushing yards. And this is from NFL on CBS. In 2024 was Derrick Henry.
Derrick Henry.
Since 2023, Derrick Henry. 2022, Derrick Henry. Going all the way back to 2017. From 2017, look at, I'm going to show you the full stats. From 2011. Look at that. That's amazing, man. Derrick Henry. And you know who didn't want Derrick Henry?
Jerry Jones.
Jerry Jones.
But what Jerry Jones wanted was a place to land his helicopter.
Oh,
we'll get into that in a little bit. But right now, Derrick Henry had an 87-yard touchdown last week, right? That's more yards than Zeke Elliott has had all season long. Zeke Elliott in 4 games has 81 yards, 3.4 yards per carry. Rico Dowdle leads the Cowboys with 134 yards. That's your RB1. Derrick Henry, what does he have for the season? You add those two, is 210. Derrick Henry on the season, over 400 yards rushing. Just brutal, dude.
It is brutal, man. I mean, you look and see what Derrick Henry has done, and Jerry Jones be like, nah, I'm all right. I'll take Zeke.
We like the team we got.
I'm like, come on, man.
Dude, Derrick Henry has, if you were to combine Rico Dowdle and Zeke Elliott and then double it, Derrick Henry has more yards rushing.
I don't doubt that, man.
Jeez, man. When it comes to receiving, Nico Collins by far leads the league in receiving yards, 489 yards on the season. That's getting into special territory, Joe. I mean, okay, let's get the calculator out. 489 divided by 4, he's averaging 122 yards per game. You multiply that by 17, he is on track for 2,078 yards receiving.
It's a lot.
That would be amazing if he did. When it comes to interceptions, Xavier McKinney of Green Bay leads. Aiden Hutchinson leads the league in sacks. And EJ Speed and Nick Cross, both of Indianapolis Colts, lead the league in tackles. Cowboys, Sunday Night Football. Saints, Monday Night Football. Cowboys taking on the Steelers on the road. The Steelers are favored by 2.5. In fact, Joe, I don't know if you saw this. ESPN put a graphic up yesterday that I thought was kind of interesting. And I'm calling it up on my phone right now. It basically said that the Cowboys are not favored to win a game for like 7 weeks.
God.
So the Cowboys come in at 2-2. But let's look at the schedule. Are they favored against the Steelers? No, the Steelers are favored by 2.5 points. Are they going to be favored home against the Lions? No, the Lions are going to be favored. On the road against the Niners and the Falcons? No. They might be favored against the Eagles. But then you got the Texans and the Commanders. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 of the next 7 games the Cowboys are going to be underdogs going into. Joe?
Man.
Isn't that crazy? And now ESPN was saying that it doesn't mean that they're like big-time underdogs. They're going to be 2-point underdogs, 3-point underdogs, things like that. But they're going to be underdogs against the Falcons, the Niners, the Lions, the Steelers, the Texans, and the Commanders. Going to be a tough part of the season, tough stretch for the Cowboys.
It's going to be very tough for them, man.
Speaking of the Houston Texans.
Oh, man, we're going to show something from the Houston Texans right now. Look at this, Mike. This is going to be the uniforms, the unis that the Texans are going to be wearing for their game on Sunday. I mean, it's kind of a little nod to the Oilers with the baby blue in there.
A little bit.
You know, it looks nice. It's a nice looking uniform, man.
I kind of like it. It looks very futuristic. It's a little bit of a throwback, but it's also futuristic at the same time. It's a good look.
I like it, man.
It's a good look. Houston Texans got the Buffalo Bills going into NRG Stadium. Texans, look at this. Texans are 3-1, Joe. We've been talking about how they've been struggling. They find a way to win the games. They beat Jacksonville, who's a winless team. They barely beat them in the last minute. Texans are favored to lose at home to the Buffalo Bills, Joe.
Man.
Bills favored by 1, basically a pick 'em.
Look at this, man. We got to do it. We got to do it, man. Our friend, Tex-Mex Frank, friend of the show.
Yeah.
He's giving the $1.99 super chat here.
Well,
Give my job a grito, 10 a.m. meetings. I bet you that freaking grito drives people crazy, dude.
Yeah, dude. My dad brought it up the other day. He was watching the show and he was like, "Who's that grito? Where's it come from?" Yeah, we may have to limit that a little bit, dude. Make it. If you pay for it, great. If someone's eliminated from the playoffs, great. But maybe just tone it down. It's a little too ethnic.
No, it's perfect. Perfect.
I was just kidding, man.
You know what? We should do a recording of you doing a grito.
Hey.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's the thing. Yesterday, I was accused of being a flip-flopper when it comes to Chris Paul.
Yeah, we're gonna get the tape.
Oh, I found the tape.
What is
I listened to it yesterday.
No.
I listened to it yesterday. I listened to the whole show. Dude, I will tell you what, Joe. Here's the little secret about our show. That show was amazing. You and I on that show, when Chris Paul got signed by the Spurs, we had a show that was better than any show in San Antonio when it comes to sports talk radio.
I don't doubt that, man. Yeah.
That was a perfect show. I was listening to it. I was doing dishes yesterday and I was doing laundry and I was trying to find it so that I could see it. I did flip flop, dude. I did. But what I did say was I hedged my bets a little bit instantaneously because I said it was a punt, but I also said that it would be good for the team's development long term. But that doesn't necessarily mean that the Spurs are going to make the playoffs. Okay, everyone's all excited because we're seeing CP3 out there. What do we know about CP3? He misses a lot of games. Is it going to make the Spurs better? Yes. Is Harrison Barnes going to make the Spurs better? Yes. But we know that Vassell's going to miss 20 games because that's what he does.
How many games is CP3 going to miss?
CP3 always misses 20-plus games per year.
Yeah.
So knowing that, can it not be simultaneously a punt and a good developmental thing to do? Because when you and I were talking about it, you and I were glowing about it because we looked at it as though the Spurs finally have a vision, which is last year was, we'll see what we got, which was stupid.
No, we like the team we have.
Yeah, well, let's put Sohan at power at point guard.
Yeah.
But year two, you and I came to the agreement, because you and I were agreeing the entire show,
Yeah.
Joe, was that at least we know the direction the team is going in. That this is a developmental year, that Pop needed help. And that's why he brought in Harrison Barnes. That's why he brought in CP3 to help coach and mentor these guys. Because, again, we talk about what? We talk about identifying with certain players. Pop, I don't think, is a great identifier anymore because he's 55 years older than his players. But you look at CP3, that is an extension of the coaching tree, right? And you and I were talking about that. So I did use the word punt, but I also said the Spurs would be better. But I never once said the Spurs were going to make the playoffs because I don't think any of us can look at ourselves in the mirror and say the Spurs are going to make the playoffs. We go into the season with hope for that. We go into the season hoping that they go out and win, that Stephon Castle balls out, and that Harrison Barnes helps unleash Jeremy Sohan, and Sohan's shot somehow gets better, and that Wemby starts making more higher percentage of shots, and he becomes takes a leap and becomes a giant force in the league. We could all hope that, right? But do we look at ourselves in the mirrors and think to ourselves, man, this team's going to win 50 games. It's going to win 46 games and make the play-in. I don't think any of us are doing that. So when I say punt, it just means we're not making the playoffs.
Look at this.
So I simultaneously backtracked and go forward with what I said because it is what it is. Spurs aren't going to be worse.
Sam Salinas says, Joe, mark the time on this show where Mike admits to flip-flopping. We just witnessed a monumental moment in Alamo City Sportscast history.
It's a double-edged flip-flop.
Oh my God. Oh man. Joe, can you save the voice drops? Save Mike. Too ethnic, saying too ethnic. We're gonna do that, man.
Brutal.
Yeah, you're giving us gold for today's show.
Absolutely brutal.
I'm gonna get that clip and I'm gonna put it out there. I'm gonna be all pleasure.
But the Spurs season gets going 3 weeks from today. Now Monday is the first preseason game, if I'm not mistaken. Monday is the first preseason game, and then the first regular season game is going to be on October 24th. No Devin Vassell. He has a foot injury that he says didn't heal properly, a surgery that did not heal, and he says it's going to be reevaluated on November 1. We'll see what that means. let's get some love to Jeff Garcia from Locked On Spurs, because when we talk about Spurs, first thing comes to mind, I think of Tim, Tony, and Manu. I think of Wemby. I think of Gervin. And I think of Pop. And then I think of Jeff Garcia from Locked On Spurs.
Locked On Spurs is your daily Spurs podcast, hosted by Jeff Garcia, the lead Spurs writer for Ken's 5 San Antonio. Jeff has a healthy plethora of guests all the time on the Locked On Spurs podcast. You can also follow Jeff on Threads at Jeff G Ken's 5 SA. You can also follow Jeff on Twitter at Jeff G Spurs Zone. So make sure you go ahead and give Jeff a follow, not only on Threads and Twitter, but also on YouTube at youtube.com/@Locked On Spurs. This is where you're going to be able to find the replay of the Locked On Spurs podcast. Make sure to like, subscribe, and share.
Again, I subscribe on Spotify. I subscribe on YouTube. You can go wherever you get your podcasts. Jeff Garcia is there. I do like, by the way, the comment that we saw right there. Let me see here. It was through Chris Gonzalez. If I'm not
let me
mistaken.
get this off here, and we'll go back.
Chris Gonzalez saying that I'm now the Travis Hunter, rather, of CP3 takes. Go both ways, man. Go both ways. That's funny. But we were talking about Jeff Garcia from Locked On Spurs and Ken's 5 Dude. The guy's been doing a ton of work, especially after Media Day, because of all of these different things going on. He has an article on Kens5.com that he released in the past hour saying the Austin Spurs revealed promotional schedule with nerd flair. French Spurs fans making their way to Mission Alamo. And then he had Blake Wesley on Locked On Spurs for a segment yesterday as well. So again, I was on yesterday talking about Stephon Castle potentially replacing Devin Vassell in the lineup. So that was a pretty interesting talk that we had there. But again, Jeff Garcia from Locked On Spurs and Ken's 5 bringing you all the content for the Silver and Black. There's apparently a list of players that Victor Wembanyama wants to dunk on. And he talked about Rudy Gobert as being one of them. Maybe even Kawhi Leonard. Good article on Kens5.com from Jeff Garcia from Locked On Spurs. So did you hear that there was a Sasquatch sighting?
Oh, God. Where?
So according to TMZ, there's a Sasquatch sighting, I believe, in Oklahoma. Possible Sasquatch sighting.
Man.
Right? Let's take a look.
Hey, somebody in a suit, man.
This reminded me of... Oh, here you go. Mitch Hedberg, the late, great comedian, said that maybe Bigfoot's just blurry. That there's a blurry animal, a blurry creature. So look at that. Look at that. It's got to be real.
No, bro, that ain't real.
He and the Loch Ness Monster. It's got to be real.
No.
So apparently this was posted on TikTok. It's gone viral. Happening in the wooded area of Lawton, Oklahoma, which is about 3 hours away from Oklahoma City. There's a still shot right there. It's got to be real.
No.
Got to. TMZ says it looks like it was ripped out of Harry and the Hendersons, that show from the 90s.
Jeez, dude. It just looks like somebody in a suit, man.
Yeah.
It looks bad. Like that one time that they had that Bigfoot sighting right here, just down the highway. Remember 151 that goes into 1604?
Yeah.
Right by the Home Depot. Some dude had went camping back there because he's like, this is a Bigfoot hotspot, this and that. It was all fake. He said that he had shot the Bigfoot. He had the body on display and all that. Teased videos and what. That was all fake.
Do you believe in Chupacabra?
Nah, it's all fake, bro.
It's all fake.
It's all fake, dude.
La Llorona?
It's fake, bro.
Come on, you're going to tell me that the spirits of dead kids don't push you up the tracks back in the day?
Yeah, that thing was going downhill, bro. They even said it was going downhill, and it was like it was an optical illusion because people thought it wasn't going downhill, but in fact it was, and it gave you just a little and just enough to push you down.
No, because you had to put the baby powder.
Yeah, but that was just your own oils from your own hand. That's all that was. Nobody watched
Liar.
the part. No, I'm telling
Liar.
you. They did a fact check. They did a fact check. And in fact, that's what the findings were. I'm just saying, dude.
Why you got to do this? Why you got to be all mean?
Not, man.
What's for lunch today, Joe?
I don't know, man.
You know, I'm feeling they've got the bakers back at Bill Miller. I've been cutting down on carbs. Like I kind of feel like a brisket baked potato might be in
Another
order
one.
today because I'm going for a run today. So you kind of have to have some carbs in you at that point. So maybe a little baked potato.
Oh yeah, that was funny. That same guy that said that they trapped the Bigfoot, that fake video, he used the Walmart ribs that he had like got a nail and he put it on the tree and they showed video of that thing eating it. I'm just like, man, please. Donkey Lady Bridge, man. We should take you out there, Mike.
Well, what's Donkey Ladder Bridge?
Over there on the south side, man.
Never heard of it.
Oh man, come on. We got to drive you out there, dude.
What was that one by Holmes High School? What was that? That little area by Ingram Park Mall, Devil's Den.
Oh yeah, man. That's that area it's not even like Ingram Park Mall is like on this side, right?
Right.
On that other side.
I would go there.
And then it's that area where the little bridge is at, where it's all wooded and all that. They have the little creek.
I remember in high school going out there.
It was a 4-wheeling hotspot.
Yeah.
But they stopped all that because everybody was messing up the land. They were tearing it up.
Mm-hmm.
And the city brought it now. Now they have it as some park or something, I think. I don't know what it is now.
There's all these like urban legends in San Antonio, which I find are funny. You ever go to like downtown, you do the ghost walking tours. I know they have them in New Orleans. They have them in downtown San Antonio. Now, something did happen to me years ago. When I got married the second time, going through the divorce now, but when she and I got married 13 years ago, almost, I got us a hotel room for our wedding night, right? And we stayed at the Emily Morgan Hotel downtown.
Oh, yeah.
Which is catty corner to the Alamo. And it's considered to be, according to most people who follow the paranormal, a haunted hotspot in San Antonio. That the Manger and the Gunther, I believe, are the two. And then the Emily Morgan. So I went over there and I thought, okay, I knew about it, but I didn't think anything like of it. And I go in there and I say, hey, I want to get a room. I book a room. And I'm reading up on the Emily Morgan, and I'm reading about how the 10th floor is haunted, specifically a room 1002 and 1001. So I go in there, and the night of the day of the wedding, we go to the hotel first to get the keys, so we don't have to check in when we get there after the wedding, right?
Yeah.
We get the keys. Guess what? 10th floor, 1002. Go up there. It was the creepiest night's sleep I ever had of my entire life, man. My ex started talking in her sleep, and in the years that I was with her, she never talked in her sleep other than that night. And she kept saying the same word over and over and over again as she slept. And it went like this. Hello. 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 Kept on saying that. I would wake her up. She'd go, what? I'm like, you're talking in your sleep. Go back to sleep. She'd go back to sleep. Hello.
Do it again.
Hello. Oh my God, dude. It creeped me out. I spent the entire night awake because I was afraid to go to sleep. I turned on Titanic and I watched the movie Titanic with commercials. That's a movie that's 3.5 hours long on its own. It's like 5 hours with commercials. And I didn't go to sleep the entire night because it freaked me out. God. Sam Salinas saying, freaking pervy ghosts. Just wanted to get in on the action with the newlyweds. Kind of like the ghost in Ghostbusters. I mean, remember?
Yeah. That was Dan Aykroyd.
Dan Aykroyd getting blown by the ghosts.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Which, by the way, did you know that the band Incubus?
Yeah.
You know what Incubus means?
Yeah, it's a spirit, like a demon that comes at night to
it's a sexual
haunt your
demon.
dreams. Yeah.
It's a sexual demon.
No, yeah.
So Incubus, if I'm not mistaken, is the one that gives girls wet dreams, and I think Succubus is the one that gets guys off. One of the two.
Yeah.
It could be in reverse order, but it's Incubus and Succubus. So if you have a dirty dream, it's because one of them you were visited by Incubus or Succubus.
Hey, we got some breaking news here, man.
What we got?
I just saw this about a minute ago. We're talking about Primo, man.
Oh, is he signed?
The Bulls are signing former 12th overall pick Josh Primo to a training camp deal. Why? I mean, the Clippers tried him out and he didn't make the cut,
You got to give him another chance. I understand from the point of the Bulls' perspective of Let's bring him in. Let's
He's
see what he's
damaged
got.
goods now, man.
But he's not so damaged goods physically. Psychologically, he might be. And if he can get that in check.
But he's not any good anymore because the Clippers had him and they let him go.
The Clippers brought him in mid-season, though.
Yeah, but he didn't do anything there.
They brought him in mid-season. There's no training camp. There's no
mean,
practice. There's no practice in the regular season other than shoot-arounds.
He's getting a training camp deal here, right? Meaning he's got to prove himself.
Right.
I bet you anything he winds up getting cut.
I don't doubt it.
If he gets cut, that means you ain't good enough, man.
Hey, man, how come we missed the Tacos and Tequila's concert yesterday?
Fat
Joe, not looking so fat, was in town. That's funny, man. Fat Joe, 54 years old. The Tacos and Tequila Festival. I was at Tacos and Tequila a couple of years ago when it first came out, or a few years ago. It was pretty good.
Man.
Oh, actually, the festival's not here yet. Oh, the festival's this weekend. That's what it is. It's tomorrow.
Check this out, dude. This is breaking news here. It says, before I forget, Sam Salinas is saying, pour some out for Busted Sandal Brewery. Announce their closure. Get your busted sandal while you can, boys.
R.I.P. I'm pretty sure I've been there before. It's downtown, right?
Yeah. Primo went to the P. Diddy party. Coach Gio, man. From
Felt
Sweep
like
the
Christmas is going.
You missed out, Gio. We had to pour some out early in the show for the Astro fans, man.
Did you see the list of the 400 richest Americans?
No, I didn't see that list.
So Forbes magazine came out with the 400 richest. The first one is he even American? That's the question, right? So number one, they have as Elon Musk. Question for you is Elon Musk American or not? Because when I think of Elon Musk, I don't think of him as being American. I think of him as being South African. Isn't that what he is? I mean, I know he has businesses in the United States. He has Tesla and SpaceX and all that stuff. But do you picture Elon Musk as being American? Because I don't. Am I wrong? See, he's worth $244 billion, and his net worth actually went down. He was at 251 last year. He was at 251 the year before that. Why is it going down? It's because the value of Twitter keeps plummeting.
He bought it for 40 million, and now it's worth like 10. Not 40 million, 40 billion. It's worth 10 billion now.
Yeah, he ruined it.
Yeah, well,
it's a
don't know if he ruined it. What happened is that
cesspool because of him.
The asking price that he paid was just way too high because it was a lot of bots. And now that they've kind of cleaned up, all those
dude,
bots,
all I see are bots, dude.
Yeah, well, they're trying to clean up the bots, right? So they did a good job of it so far.
They've done a shit job,
but,
dude.
No,
I get more bots now than I did back before him.
No, they're trying to clean it up. I get that, but
you can't do that with no employees. You can't do that with no employees. He cut the payroll.
He has a decimated, let's say, workforce now.
Yeah.
So
then they can't be
trying
cleaning
to
it up.
do it. I mean, they had a workforce and they did a good job of cleaning out the bots initially, right? They cleaned them out, but now that he's decimated his workforce, because at the end of the day, these people aren't machines. They need to be able to rest.
JHNSB says, y'all still use Twitter, though. I do, but guess what? I don't use it as often. I mean, I don't know if you've noticed, but I'm not on Twitter as often. I post maybe once a day when I used to post several times a day. I don't because Twitter sucks now. Just is what it is. By the way, you can reach out to me at MJ Acquired Taste.
Look at Sam Salinas.
It makes him African American. The same could go about who's the actress that I would say that Charlize Theron. Jeff Bezos of Amazon is the second richest American with $197 billion in worth. Mark Zuckerberg, the founder of Facebook, at $181 rather. Larry Ellison, who's also from Oracle, $175 billion. Warren Buffett at 94 years old. Berkshire Hathaway, worth $150 billion. Larry Page of Google, Sergey Brin of Google, Steve Ballmer, Bill Gates, and Michael Bloomberg, mayor of New York back in the day, do the top 10. You have Michael Dell at 12. Dell with the Spurs. Got some Spurs money there. The Walton family of Walmart is also there. What I
Nice.
found funny is that when I went to this list earlier today, if you go down to the bottom part of the top 400, 385, you see Michael Jordan worth $3.5 billion.
It's a lot of coin. Probably most of that's due to the shoe deal.
Did you know 40 of the 400 richest people in America live in Palm Springs? I mean, in Palm Beach, Florida.
How about that?
They all live right there, like where Mar-a-Lago is, where Trump is.
Yeah,
They all live in the same area.
that's like where all the money's at.
That's where you have the geriatric P. Diddy parties out there.
God.
Hey, if you have billions of dollars, you can reach out to me and invest it through me. Show me some love. 210-508-0369. 210-508-0369. I'm your guy for, retirement accounts when it comes to 401ks, IRAs, annuities, mutual funds, investments, things like that. I also do life insurance and long-term care and disability. Been doing it for 19 years. Restarted my practice back in 2021. I was in management for many, many years with New York Life, management with Mass Mutual, management with Lincoln Financial Group. Now I'm my own guy and independent, and come with me. And I know some of the people on the stream have reached out to me in the past. So yeah, 210-508-0369 if you have help or need help when it comes to handling your retirement accounts.
There you go. Call Mike. You know what we're gonna do before we end the show? This is asinine.
Yeah.
And this is how stupid people are. They saw that the port workers are on strike.
Right.
What do port workers do? They unload cargo ships.
Mm-hmm.
So you have a whole bunch of stuff that needs to go to, stores, retail outlets all over the nation.
Right.
So you might have a shortage of some things. But for the most part, we're one of the few countries here that uses toilet paper. So why in the hell are people creating a shortage of toilet paper again because the ports are closed? Toilet paper is made here.
Mm-hmm.
So you have videos, you have pictures of people already wiping everything off the shelves as far as toilet paper goes. So now we're going to have a toilet paper shortage because of the stupidity of people. You've already got them going to Home Depot, Costco, Sam's Club.
You mean we're not importing toilet paper?
We're not importing toilet paper. We're one of the few countries that uses the damn thing. It's an American product, man. It's not on a ship somewhere. It's made here. It comes on a freaking truck. I mean, these guys are stupid. Y'all are so dumb. These are a bunch of morons, man. A bunch of morons. Just like the time that they created the gas shortage here in San Antonio off of a Facebook spoof.
Mm-hmm.
Something that wasn't even true. And all of a sudden there was a gas shortage. You couldn't get gas anywhere. And that kept up for about a week, 2 weeks. And it was stupid. This is the same damn thing. People are dumb, man. I'm getting off my soapbox.
No, man, get back on that soapbox, man. I liked it. That's a very good point. Very good point. Well, let's go ahead and wrap things up. Again, Thursday night football tonight. Falcons hosting the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I've got the Buccaneers winning a 4-point game, 27-23. What do you got, Joe?
Got nothing, man. I got right now what I have the Falcons winning, dude.
Falcons?
Got the Falcons winning over the Bucks. I'd say the Falcons are going to win over the Bucks 27-24.
Okay, pretty close game. We both have the over, by the way. And on top of that, again, tomorrow, we're going to have a guest host here with Joe because I'm having a court meeting tomorrow about my divorce. So we're going to get things going with that. So I will be out of the office tomorrow. But I'll try to call in, or I'll try to get in as soon as possible because my court thing should end around 10 o'clock, but I'll be downtown. So maybe I'll do it virtually or something. I'll figure something out. If not, we'll have a guest host at the very, very least. Everyone hit the like button, subscribe button as well. Have a fantastic day, and we'll be back tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.